The Colorado Fiscal Institute believes in targeted tax breaks for working families. We also weigh those targeted tax cuts against the lost revenue available for things taxes pay for, like schools and roads. Sometimes that trade-off is worth it, and sometimes it isn't. In the case of bills and ballot measures that aren't targeted, like Proposition 121 on the ballot in 2022, this trade-off isn't worth it. Proposition 121 proposes lowering Colorado's single-rate income tax from 4.55 to 4.4%. Here's why it's a bad idea. First of all, income taxes like these aren't targeted at working and middle-class people, and they benefit the wealthy the most, by a lot. This is always the case for measures that cut the state's income tax rate broadly. People who make more than $500,000, just a handful of Coloradans, would receive over 23% of the money, while people making less than $75,000, hundreds of thousands of people, would share just 18.5%. And it gets worse. For people who earn less than $91,000 a year, would likely end up getting less money than if Proposition 121 doesn't pass. That's because it will eat into the more than $3 billion in estimated rebates that will be distributed more fairly than Proposition 121. So, for example, someone who makes $45,000 would see a tax cut of $18 from Proposition 121. But they'd lose out on $78 that they would have received if that money was returned via the other Tabor rebate mechanism. So that tax filer loses out on $60 next year. More than 60% of tax filers will get less money if Prop 121 passes. And that's just during the years where we have Tabor rebates. When the economy isn't generating as much revenue, Proposition 121 will mean $400 million less for roads, schools, healthcare, and all the other things our taxes pay for. All to give rich people another big tax cut that they do not need. Instead of more tax cuts for the rich, let's focus on solutions that give tax relief to people who actually need it. The working and middle-class Colorado families who power our economy, not the already rich. This video was brought to you by the Colorado Fiscal Institute.